Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I know this one seems a little late, it kind of is, but we are taking the EZA LR Super Saiyan God Goku into his final test, his worst environment, which is against Red Zone BROLY. He does all that damage, he also can't dodge in the last phase. Now the reason why I'm doing this now is because I spent the time to get this man to fully link level 10 before I took him in his worst environment, just to see, because he's already done quite well as it is. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good, he's solid, he's nothing ridiculous, he's not amazing, he's a solid EZA, and I wanted him to get into level 10 links before I done one last Red Zone video on him, just because in terms of how he's performed, he's done well. He could easily get you caught during runs if he doesn't decide to dodge, which while using him, because this isn't my first attempt in BROLY. This, previous videos before weren't also my first attempts against Cooler Core. Actually, I haven't even attempted, no, I haven't done a video on Cooler Core, but I've attempted him in Cooler Core, and I'm not gonna lie, using LR God Goku against Cooler Core is a suicide mission. 600k defense, right? With a 50% chance to dodge is decent, but because they didn't bump up to like Goji is 70%, it makes a world of difference. Like, I'm not gonna lie, at first glance, I know 20% doesn't seem like that much realistically, but it makes a big difference in Dokkan, like a huge difference from 50 to a 70% chance to dodge. So he immediately has less chance to dodge, and then if you are getting unlucky on what is a coin flip chance to dodge, God Goku will easily get you absolutely mollywopped in Cooler Core. Because not only does Cooler Core do so much damage, especially on Super, you're talking like 1.4 mil, God Goku also has type disadvantage there. He also has type disadvantage, which is a massive risk, which you completely want to avoid. I'm not saying it's not doable, but you have to rely on so much RNG that it's kind of just not even worth it, if I'm being completely honest. Like, you would have to rely on God Goku dodging every single time, or at least 95% of the time, he just receives basics from Cooler Core. That's how much damage he will take from him, even after he's finished raising his attack and defense by 50% for 5 turns. He just takes too much damage. But we have 213k defense right here. We're also going to get a super off, where we're going to get that 50% attack and defense raise. We've also got Gohan here as well, just because he's that good. We're probably not even going to transform him. Just gives us a little bit more solidarity in the team. Almost an 8 million attack stat though on the first super. And is he gonna, actually doesn't need to dodge. Yeah, double digits, doesn't need to dodge. I mean, that's kind of to be expected by a lot of like current EZAs and units tanking double digits, especially post super against Broly's first phase. But I'll probably do a level 10 link video on this guy soon, where he's kind of ideally linked up. Hopefully the God Goku that is speculated to be coming out for Saiyan Day has some type of unit that's going to link really well with this guy, or the God Goku himself is like a transforming Goku or something where he can link with him. But as I said, in terms of using him, I know it's been a little bit of a while. You know, but as I said, I kind of wanted to get this guy to level 10 links before I used him again, especially where he can't dodge against BROLY. But as I said, in terms of an EZA overall and how many times I've used him in Red Zone runs and like failed attempts, and you know, as I said, I've actually used him against Cooler Core a few times, and as I said, it's just a suicide mission with the amount of units that can go on the same categories as him. When you're looking at the most likely ones, you know, coming we are now, Gohan's gotten an EZA, even though it's a 180 lead. Realm of Gods, even though, you know, the blues aren't that good, of a 200% lead they can go on there, but still in terms of Realm of Gods, what's the other one? Bond of Parent and Child with Trunks and Vegeta, Power to be on a Super Saiyan, superheroes. There are quite a few better options you can have on these categories. Even the current one we're using, which is just constantly getting support, which is the Year 7 Gods lead, either Power be on a Super Saiyan, and then also movie heroes. Underneath those two categories, and then if you go the full 200% with Kamehameha, we now have EZA Gohan in the game. I could have brought Gamma 2 with me, who's probably a better option, especially because that Gamma 1, Gamma 2 rotation still works so well. EZA God, no, not EZA God, but EZA Gogeta Blue, that also probably would have been a better option. Just because he has a 70% chance to dodge, it's a bit more consistent. Yes, he does lose it, however, Gogeta's got that built-in crit, which I know Goku does have, but at least Gogeta Blue's crit is guaranteed. So there is that. When he does have 351k defense right now. There is that. And he does have type advantage. So this phase, we're not going to have to worry about him realistically. 351k defense in slot 1 should be fine. Yeah, double digits. Dodge it? No. See, this is what I mean. A 50% chance to dodge is solid. It's decent, right? But that 20 extra percent that Gogeta Blue has, it just makes the world of difference. Yes, you can get unlucky and Gogeta Blue could just not dodge, or not dodge the attacks you need, not dodge the majority. 6.3 mil crit though, you know, you could get unlucky with it naturally, right? It's RNG. That extra 20% makes the world of difference because I have found through taking this guy in many different runs, I know level 10 links isn't going to make that much of a difference, or it's not really going to make any difference to him dodging, of course, but in the total amount of runs I've used this guy in, him dodging seems to happen less often than not. I'll be completely honest. It seems to happen less often than not. And as I said, that extra 20% just seems to make an absolute world of difference. As I said, I'm not saying a 50% chance to dodge is bad, but considering Gogeta Blue is a TUR EZA with 500-600k defense and a 70% chance to dodge, built-in crits, then when you can take into consideration dupes, he can hit additionals, which means he gets an extra 50% attack and defense raise, gets some more extra defense, and again, a guaranteed crit again for the second time in a turn. It works well. God Goku's an LR with similar-ish defense with a 20% less chance to dodge, with a 50% chance of hitting a crit. And no guarantee, and then we'll lose that after 10 turns. The 10 turns isn't too bad, or the 10 turns dropping to a 30% chance isn't too bad, but I think naturally it should have been bumped up. I think it had to have been bumped up, like to a 70% chance, or he should have got more defense. I know we don't have the full pure or hybrid Saiyans, you know, category allies on the team. I mean, we're literally missing one. Like we're missing an extra key +1, an attack and defense +11%. I feel like he should add a bit more defense or something else to him if he wasn't going to have a 70% chance to dodge and they weren't going to bump that up to a 70 and then after 10 turns a 30. Like, don't get me wrong, as I said, for the most part in Red Zone, you're not really... You know, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to pop a Wish just in case. You're not really going to notice, or you're not really going to get to a point where you exceed 10 turns and you're still going in, you know, you're still in a Red Zone fight, you know, 5 turns later, or 20 turns deep, where it's like, oh, it's a slugfest, an absolute slugfest. And Goku, you know, he's lost his 50% chance to dodge. He now has only a 30% chance to dodge, which 600k defense with a 30% chance to dodge. 9.79 million attack stat though, but a 30% chance to dodge with 600k defense. Yeah, in this current meta, which is still kind of wild to think about, still kind of wild to say, just isn't enough. Now, if you could dodge this, this would be great. Like, this would be really good. He didn't do it. I mean, he took 52k, but bearing in mind, he has been super attacking for like 3-4 turns at this point. But only 52k of a Whis, which is still solid. If you've not noticed, he hasn't dodged once, I don't think. He might have dodged against Broly's first phase, where he doesn't really need to, because he was taking double digits on the basics immediately. Which is solid. But I don't think he's dodged in this entire run. But I said, you're not going to be in any Red Zone event where you're 15-20 turns deep and it's like, you know, after that 10-turn drop-off, it's kind of like, he's terrible. Like, you're not going to be in a Red Zone fight that long where that becomes, you know, that much of a detriment to him, or that much of a detriment to his kit. However, with Broly being one of the longer Red Zone stages in the game, you know, we're already on turn 7 now. The next time we're about to get into Broly's final phase, we're on turn 8. So we're going to be 3 turns deep into Broly, which we can do a lot of damage where Broly's almost dead, but we'll be like a turn, maybe 2 turns, and even on one of those turns, Goku won't even be on the rotation. We'll be a turn, 2 turns extra where Goku loses the 50% chance to dodge and only has a 30% chance to dodge. So eventually, when longer content, and I do believe at some point we're going to get, you know, we're going to have longer content come out where, you know, we're going to have to, basically like a red zone difficulty version of like Goku or Vegeta event, or, you know, somewhere in that kind of region, I guess. At one point, we're probably going to get that. I don't know when, but as I said, we probably will get it. And at that point, Goku will be, he won't be cut out for it. Unless you can get through it quickly, he won't be cut out for it. So Broly, even before we kind of just finish this run, he just about kind of scrapes it through Broly, just because you won't be in the run or in the event too much longer after turn 10, where it really becomes a detriment. Of course, if you get super unlucky and he gets supered, I mean, naturally at this point he can't dodge anyway, so the fact his 30% chance to dodge decreases or goes down to a 30% chance to dodge isn't too bad, because he can't actually dodge here anyway. But in terms of everything else he gets at 50% chance, it's a little bit meh, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's not like he's Gogeta with guaranteed crit, but he can't dodge here anyway. But as I said, if there is going to be like longer, you know, Goku Vegeta event-esque content near or on Red Zone's level of difficulty in the future, yeah, Goku is not going to be cut out for that whatsoever. That's fine, because now we can get the revive. But yeah, he won't be cut out for it whatsoever. Here it's not too bad because you can't dodge. But any future content that is like on this type of level, and you know, you're this many turns deep or like 10 turn plus deep and you can dodge, relying on 30% chance to dodge with after he super attacks with just over 400k defense at the start of turn, like 500-600k defense. Unfortunately, just in today's meta, which is still mad to say, 500-600k with a 30% chance to dodge isn't enough, unfortunately. So as I said, when his EZA first dropped, and I really don't understand why they did not do this, but they really, like, really should have given this guy a bump up in dodge chance and give him, especially if he was going to have, like, you know, a cutoff, or like after 10 turns, you know, that's going to decrease to a 30% chance. They really should have given this guy a 70% chance to dodge. Then after 10 turns, he has a 50% chance to dodge. That would have made him so much better. And I don't understand why they didn't give it to him. Especially in today's meta. I don't think it would have been too broken, because he would have been kind of on the level of Gogeta Blue. And, you know, they released Gogeta Blue, and they didn't think he was too broken, so I don't understand why they didn't give it to him. But it would have made him quite a bit better. It doesn't seem like it, because it's only a 20% chance extra to dodge, but he definitely needed it. He definitely needed that 70% chance to dodge for 10 turns. And then after 10 turns, he goes down to a 50% chance to dodge. That would have made him so much better. Now, of course, against Broly, I said that doesn't really matter, because he can't dodge here anyway. So in terms of like 500-600k as raw defense, he can tank Broly's basics for double digits, which is great. However, like the majority of other units in the game that don't have guard damage reduction, you know, disable on their super attack, things like that. Or, you know, having like a built-in additional to make sure you raise your attack and defense by 50% again, or like super attack 3 times in a turn like the blues possibly can. 500-600k defense on a super, obviously nowadays in 2023 Dokkan, just isn't enough to handle Broly's super. If you had an item active, we still might take a chunk of damage, but he won't die, which is obviously a good thing. Okay, I can't remember where I was. I cannot remember where I was. The power of Eden. I can't remember what I was talking about. But in general, in terms of his defense right now and after he supers, especially if he gets an additional, he can hack Broly's basics, which is a good start. I said the only thing, which is again just kind of mad to say nowadays, is that his 500-600k defense post super, even if he got an additional, just in 2023, with then a 30% chance to dodge after, like, it's now turn 10. This is what I mean. Even though he can't dodge here, imagine you could dodge against Broly. This would be his final turn with a 50% chance to dodge with 500-600k defense post super. That's fine. You're never, as I said, you're hardly, right now in any hard content in Dokkan, you're not going to experience his kit being a detriment where you're going to have to deal with him having a 30% chance to dodge for too long. And just that would just be horrible. Like, that's just not good enough, right? Like, you're not going to experience that. But as I said, if they do any future content where you can dodge and it's longer content, like, this man's in trouble. 4.9 mil crit though, and he actually ended up BROLY, like, beating BROLY himself. But as I said, you're never going to experience him going down to that 30% chance to dodge after turn 10 and it really being a problem. You may be an extra turn in, which even then Goku wouldn't be on that rotation. It would have been what, the God Goku and the Year 7 LR gods as well. And then at most you'll be an extra like 2 turns in, which will be his first appearance without a 50% chance to dodge. So it's never too much of a detriment. But if they ever do like a Goku Vegeta event, red zone-esque difficulty longer event, this guy will struggle. His EZA overall, good. I don't think there's any point even showing content in Call of Core because I've done it a few times. As I said, it's just a suicide mission with them. There are much better options to bring. That Type Defiance really hurts him. And if he doesn't dodge like 95% of attacks that come his way, you are dead. Like, it's just facts. But overall, he's a good EZA. I enjoy using him, especially when that 50% chance to dodge pops more often than not, obviously. But he's nothing special. But let me know your overall thoughts down in Goku. Apologies for this being a bit late. I think I'll do a full-blown level 10 links video on him very soon. Stay tuned for that. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.